Well, the Biden administration has just gone fully satanic with their latest move to mobilize an entire army of domestic non-religious, anti-God atheists. No joke. And it comes in the form of grant money that the administration is offering to these atheist and non-religious groups in order to, of course, help aid Democrats in the November 2022 election. And your tax-paying dollars are funding it. I can't even tell you how corrupt and illegal this is. Take a look at what I'm talking about. We're going to go straight to the State Department website here, U.S. Department of State, DRLFY20 IRF, promoting and defending religious freedom inclusive of atheists, humanists, non-practicing, and non-affiliated individuals. It goes on to expand a little bit more on this as you scroll down. And as you can see here, there is $500,000 up for the taking. Now it goes on to describe it. It says the U.S. Department of State Bureau of Democracy, Human Rights, and Labor, DRL, announces an open competition for organizations interested in submitting applications for projects that support religious freedom globally. But more specifically, this only applies to, those listed above: atheists, humanist, non-practicing, and non-affiliated individuals. It goes on to discuss exactly what the program activities can include. And here's some of the things that it includes. Number one, creating or strengthening networks of advocates for the diverse communities of atheist, humanist, non-practicing, and non-affiliated individuals of all religious communities in targeted countries. In other words, atheism is a religion, but I digress. Strengthening the capacity of organizations representing diverse communities of atheists, humanists, non-practicing, and non-affiliated individuals of all religious communities to advocate for their rights to political, legal, and societal leaders. Capacity building activities may include improving management structure, public engagement skills, legal rights advocacy, digital security, physical security, psychological support, and coalition building techniques for these groups, regardless of faith affiliation. In other words, it's only for non-religious, which atheist is religious, but I digress. Here they are using your money. I'm livid about this. Using your tax-paying dollars. Here's some money for you to, in their own words, advocate your religion of non-religion. Now, why would the Biden administration be interested in that? Well, probably because a lot of his base are the atheist, non-religious type. Kinda seems a bit one-sided grant-wise now, doesn't it? Let's build our base and promote advocacy for Democrats through getting people to not be religious. In other words, screw Christianity and Catholicism and Jews and Muslims and every other planet on the world, but let's embrace atheism because it builds the Democrat Party. And here's one of the groups that took the challenge and is going for the bait and the money here. And this is on religiousnews.com. Humanists for Biden-Harris to mobilize they admitted it, to mobilize. There it is. Thank you for being honest. The group hopes to reach atheists, agnostics, and other religious unaffiliated voters who make up the largest belief group in the Democratic Party. Amen. Thank you for admitting it. And by the way, there's a couple of Republicans, there should be a whole heck of a lot more that have an issue with this, but I'll get into that. Here's what it states. It says a new group is launching an effort to court non-religious voters for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, hoping to mobilize a fast-growing and deeply liberal community that benefits Democrats in November. The Humanist for Biden group, a project of secular Democrats for America, unveiled its plans on Monday. The group is chaired by Greg Epstein, the humanist chaplain at Harvard University and the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. And here's a statement that Epstein said: the humanist and non-religious community is poised to be a very significant part of the presidential election in that we represent maybe 30% or so of Democratic voters, Epstein told Religious News Service. Here. Hey, Well, at least they know exactly what's going on. Yeah, says Epstein, we're going to take this challenge on. This is great. Gets more votes for the Democrats. After all, there's a November election coming up, not to mention 2024. Very one-sided. Wow. I'm not an atheist. If you are, more power to you. That's between you and the Lord. But I think it takes a lot to become an atheist, to believe nothing and we came out of goo. It's a religion in and of itself. Whether or not you agree with me is fine. That's my personal opinion. I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ, and I think we'll all have to answer to God. But this is downright evil. What Biden is doing, he's saying we're going to promote one religion, atheism and secularism and no religion over everything else. And hey, we're going to give you some of that tax-paying dollars to do that. If you are any religion outside of that, Christian, Catholic, Muslim, whatever, this should enrage you. And here's the group that is taking on the challenge, at least one of them, I'm sure there's more, Secular Democrats of America. Humanists for Biden, a Secular Democrats of America initiative. And you can see some of their announcements here. And one of the announcements here is by Greg Epstein here is announcing Humanists for Biden. And here's what he says. Humanist chaplain at Harvard and MIT, the same guy as earlier. And he says this, at a time when the fastest growing faith group in the U.S. is people with no religious affiliation, we are delighted to announce an initiative of non-religious people, humanists, atheists, agnostics, and others. I'm proud to stand with the Biden-Harris campaign standing together. Want a little bit of more information about this group? Check it out on their About page. Secular Democrats of America is a federal political action committee. Whoa. That represents just Democrat individuals, the secular Democrat individuals and organizations. And you know what? There are Republicans out there who are also atheists. It just makes more of the Democrat base. But see how this is all Democrat aimed? This entire group fully focusing on Democrats and Democrats alone to get people to be more Democrats. The problem I really have with it is he's using our money to do it and creating an army of literal atheists to promote an anti-God message. But it goes on. We advocate for secular government, promote respect and inclusion of non-religious Americans, and mobilize non-religious voters. We support and empower our members with the resource, training, and support network that they need to make an impact. Very anti-God movement. Notice they didn't say inclusion of religious. No, it's just about one-sided politics as usual. Pretty crappy for a man who campaigned on unity, right? But he's getting desperate. Thankfully, some House representatives took note and are asking about this, and I don't know the response they've received. The problem is it should be all of our Republican, all of them, all of those in Congress, and it's only 14. That ticks me off. Here it is. FoxNews.com. House Republicans demand answers from Biden administration over grants to promote atheism worldwide. Yes, that's worldwide. It goes on. Several House Republicans are demanding answers from Biden regarding a grant program the Republicans say will promote atheism worldwide. And it's that exact program that I just pointed out to you a minute ago. But here it is. Let's go to the letter that was penned by Jim Banks and 14. I'm really disappointed by that. I am really livid right now. 14 of them, and that's it. And by the way, it's just a letter. Don't we need a little more than that? This program should stop, and it should stop immediately. It's not fair. You can't say we're going to promote one religion and not the other. But it's only to this side that advances the Democrat agenda. But here it is, and here's the letter, and I want to show you. You can see the very top of this, but I want to hone in on some areas. And here's what it says. Dear President Biden and Secretary Blinken, we are writing to express our grave concern that the State Department is using appropriated funds to support atheism and radical progressive orthodoxy across the world. It goes on to be clear. Atheism and humanism are official belief systems. See, they agree with me. As an initial matter, therefore, we would like to know what other U.S. government programs supported with appropriated funds are being used either to encourage, inoculate, or to disparage any official belief system, atheist, humanist, Christian, Muslim, or otherwise. It is one thing for the department to be tolerant and respectful of a wide range of belief systems and to encourage governments to respect religious freedom interests of their citizens. It is quite another for the United States government to work actively to empower, which is what they're doing, atheists, humanists, non-practicing, and non-affiliated in public decision-making. Any such program for any religiously identifiable group in the U.S. would be unconstitutional. In addition to its constitutionality, legal foundations, we also question how such a grant or cooperative agreement program advances the foreign policy interests of the U.S. Good question. Were such programs known by the citizens of the targeted country? Would we expect that local populations, interest groups, and governments would bristle at what any objective observer would see as a covert funding of a foreign power designed to shatter local religious and cultural relations? These are really, really, really good questions here, but it goes on. And it says this, and it says, Americans rightly discern this as a part of a broader effort on the part of your administration to promote radical, progressive orthodoxy abroad. Atheism is an integral part of the belief system of Marxism and communism. Yeah, exactly. That's how we get a lot of communists, is through an anti-God message. But they go on to ask all these questions of the president, of Blinken, and wanting to know more information. Quite frankly, they need to sue, and they need to do a whole lot more. And that was, I am. There's some things I want to say, but just get to restrictedrepublic.com, by the way, if you want to hear more on all of that. But with that, I'm just livid. This is promoting a very anti-God message, and it's an army that he's creating, an entire legion army to promote an anti-God message, which ultimately lead, I guess, to more Democratic voters, as you saw the chaplain Epstein clearly point out. Anyhow, our taxpayer funding dollars should not be going to that whatsoever. Anyhow, I love all of you. Please don't forget to check out my partner at getthetea.com/Lisa. This is an amazing deal, by the way. Right now, he has the bee pollen, which is Mother Nature's immune system report, if you will. And it comes in conjunction with Get the Tea, the Super Strength Tea, one of my favorite. Or you can also do it with the apple cider vinegar there, plus as an option as well. But right now, you can also get free shipping. Use the coupon code LISAJULY, all one word, and you can get free shipping on the website. But this is a good deal, and I want to encourage you to check it out while you can. It's a limited time offer, but make sure you are still getting the nutrition that your body needs, especially in light of everything that is going on. Anyhow, I love all of you. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.